This 9 Sports Special is sponsored by Parish Tractor, Vex European and Exotic Auto Repair, Velocity Clinical Research, and VWatts Furniture.
There's only one Skip Bertman. Nobody is ever passing Skip Bertman in anything.
The iconic Skip Bertman, a one-of-a-kind coach, visionary, and pioneer, took the LSU baseball program from basically nothing, and from 1991 through 2000, led the Tigers to 5 national championships in 10 years. To accomplish anything remotely close in today's modern, more competitive landscape of college baseball was viewed to be impossible. Well, maybe not. Jay Johnson has LSU fans believing they've landed the modern-day version of Bertman.
He told me when he was 5 years old that he was going to be a college baseball coach. Nobody will outwork him, ever.
As the Tigers have claimed 2 national championships in the last 3 years, with now the opportunity to do something the proud program has never done before. Hoist the hardware for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. The LSU Tigers now making their quest for another dynasty. Another season of LSU baseball has arrived, and if you're a Tiger fan, you probably can't wait for that first pitch. For LSU, like any successful athletic program, greatness starts at the top. With that in mind, we sat down one-on-one with LSU's head coach, Jay Johnson. These 2 championships that you've won here, once you win 2, does it drive you even more to win more championships?
I don't think I could ever be more motivated than I've been. And it doesn't mean I'm less motivated. It's just like I don't need another thing to draw me to the fight and to the competition. Like it's just in my DNA to want to do the best job I can. And I've thought more in terms recently of like longevity and like what that means. And for me, you know, when we leave here someday, a long time from now, I would love them to say, like, that's how you do it. Like, that's how you run a college baseball program at the highest possible level of recruiting, developing the team culture, the environment.
You're not a screamer or a yeller. You don't berate people. But this is LSU. There's high standards. How do you deliver tough love when you're Jay Johnson?
Honesty, straightforwardness. I think players can handle tough news or bad news or things they don't want to hear if they believe that you're honest with them all the time. And I think it doesn't have to be public. I could name some of the most important players in this program over the last 4 years that there have been some heavy heart-to-hearts, behind closed doors, and that made me a better coach, and I hope made them better players.
Do you know the average record of the 8 national champions at LSU?
I don't.
Win-loss record. So some quick math, it's 54-16.
Okay.
There's never been a day, I don't think, in your life, and there never will be a day when you're going to wake up and say, we're going to lose today, right? But you just know that through the stretch of this, there might be struggles along the way, even for the teams that win it all. How do you deal with that?
Wow. Again, you're bringing the heavy-handed questions here. I'll be honest. There's been a few here that have been losses that have changed us and moved us in a positive direction. But in the moment, they're very tough. I mean, I think back to 2024, we had a brutal start to the conference schedule in terms of who we were playing, in terms of the quality of those teams, and the results, the regional final, in Chapel Hill. Like, I was so proud of how we played, how we coached. I mean, we're this close from maybe being in Omaha 3 years in a row.
We held the trophy last year, and I am as equally proud of my team and our program today as I was that day.
But that loss and things that transpired immediately after that loss, I believe, are a big reason we won the championship last year. So I've always viewed myself as I love winning more than I hate losing. Okay. But I am not a very good loser at the same time.
So when I look at the guys on paper, I see Chris Stanfield, Stephen Milam, Derek Coryell, Jake Brown, Kason Evans. Those are at least a cluster of guys that we've shown on TV, have made big plays. Those are kind of the guys leading the way.
Those 5 guys, they're great players. They're exceptional people, and I think they give us a chance. When you look at Derek, he is the most focused and competitive player in the batter's box I've ever coached. Like, he was put on the planet to hit a line drive with runners on base. I wouldn't trade Stephen Milam for any shortstop in the country. You know, Jake Brown was probably originally coming here as a pitcher, and then I went to watch him play in high school, and I was like, I think this guy can be a great position player for us. He made me right about that. And he's always a team guy. You know, last year, as one of our best players, in my opinion, was still platooning a little bit. Chris Stanfield, very proud of him, you know, and with Kaysen, that performance against Little Rock in that regional final, there have been a lot of big games thrown on that pitcher's mound. I don't know there's ever really been a performance like that.
Zach York, John Eads got some footage of this guy like scoring from second base when you played down in Biloxi. That was a sight to see.
Yeah.
Big guy can move.
Catcher doesn't want to be blocking the plate, I can promise you that. Very, very happy to have Zach. That's another long-term relationship. I'd recruited his brother to Arizona and known their family for a long time, and he's a great player, but I thought he would fit in well with these guys. And funny story, I just very rarely go out to lunch, but I went and grabbed a burrito from Chipotle, and Chris Stanfield, Zach York, and Trent Caraway just sitting there having lunch. One of those things as a coach makes you smile.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
This 9 Sports Special is sponsored by Velocity Clinical Research.
Be a part of the future of medicine with Velocity Clinical Research. Receive compensation for participating in any of our clinical trials with no insurance required. Velocity offers a number of studies to choose from, including obesity, heart disease, high cholesterol, dermatology, and more. We encourage diversity in all of our trials, and we'll even provide transportation for those in need. Our highly trained staff can help you with any questions and find the study that best suits you. For more information, visit us today at velocitytrials.com.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower, yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Parish Tractor for our Kubota Zero-Turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota Zero-Turn Z232 KW 42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
Vex European is your premier destination for European and exotic auto repair. From Audi to Lamborghini, our skilled technicians handle most exotic models. Plus, our competitive pricing makes us an attractive alternative to dealerships. Vex European, driven by trust, powered by expertise.
Illuminate Electrical, powering homes, businesses, and dreams. Our experienced team is ready to guide your property through gorgeous lighting, home, and commercial upgrades. Safety, style, and client satisfaction. That's how Illuminate Electrical illuminates your world.
In honor of our president, my dad and mom, it's VWAS Furniture's President's Day sale this Saturday and Monday.
Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Watts for having the vision of establishing a business out in the country with low overhead and high quality merchandise.
You can enjoy beautiful furniture in your home at low country prices.
Clearance tags throughout our showroom. We have the largest selection, the absolute lowest prices.
It is worth the drive to the country this Saturday and Monday.
Well, what a treat it is to be visiting with a trio of LSU baseball stars. We have outfielder Jake Brown, we have shortstop Stephen Monster Milam, and in the outfield, Derek Curiel. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, appreciate you being here. And Jake, you grew up in Louisiana, so it's been kind of living the dream for you, right? I mean, who did you grow up watching?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was in a LSU jersey before I knew how to walk, I think. So I just growing up watching the old teams, watching like when Maneri was here, and they had like guys like DJ LeMahieu, we had Antoine Duplantis, like all those different guys just out there running around. I knew growing up I kind of wanted to be Jared Poche just because I was a left-handed pitcher coming in, but I also played outfield, so I loved Antoine Duplantis, loved like Greg Dykman. So all that stuff, just being able to watch those guys play the game and being able to learn from them, and now I'm here finally being able to live it out. My parents, this is almost more of a dream for them than it is for me, just because I know they're super excited to see me be able to chase what I've been chasing my whole life.
And Monster, you grew up in New Mexico, right? So Alex Bregman from your area as well, right?
Yeah, he's 3 hours up north. Grew up, born and raised there, and Jay recruited me to Arizona, and I told him no, I wanted to get out of there, wanted to get away from home, and I committed to Maneri. You know, I stayed here, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.
What is it about Louisiana?
Just the culture of people. They're so caring and loving, and you know, accept you with open arms, and that's kind of never really had that back home. So it's awesome to see, and the support they give you. And they'll give you the shirts off their back.
And Derek, you came all the way from California. It's a lot different than California, Louisiana.
It is, but honestly, this feels like home now. Alex Box is our home. We're here all the hours of the day. I live about 500 feet away from here. This is home. My parents come here all the time. I honestly always tell people, I've never really gotten homesick because of how much my parents come over here. And this is where I'm meant to be, and this is where God's placed me. So I love Alex Box Stadium, I love Louisiana, and I love Baton Rouge.
And your faith obviously has kept you grounded.
Yes, sir.
It almost seems like watching you, whatever you do, it's almost like I didn't do that. Somebody else helped me do that.
Absolutely. I'm upward focused and not inward focused. As human beings, that's hard to do. We always want to give ourselves the credit and always point to me. But for me, the biggest thing that I face is I just want to point everything up to God and up to Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And a lot of our guys on our team are like that. And we have Bible studies with Mr. Charlie, and we pray before every game. And it just means a lot to have a group of guys who are very like-minded and know why we're playing and know who we're playing for.
And you have a chance this year to do something LSU baseball has never done before, win 3 national championships in 4 years. I know it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, our whole focus on this year is being all in on now. And what that means is holding the standard, honoring the process, and what that comes down to is showing up to the field the most prepared to win every day.
It's like you're climbing a mountain and you got to climb another one. It's the adrenaline rush, I remember the 8 a.m. lifts that we had in the fall, and all of us being together all the time. I was getting swept at Auburn to, get into the top. It's awesome, and that's why you play the game, and you want to keep winning.
The last year and a half of my life has been the best year and a half of my life. This means the world to me to put on that Tiger uniform every day and compete. These guys compete with Coach Johnson. It means the world, and the fans, they're in it as much as we are. So it makes it that much more meaningful.
When quest for another dynasty continues, John Eads visits with the man dialing up all the LSU strikes and strikeouts from the mound, Tiger pitching coach Nate Yeskie.
This 9 Sports Special is sponsored by V. Watts Furniture.
Mark your calendar now, the second Saturday of every month here on the V. Watts property.
It's V. Watts Trade Day, and it's this Saturday.
Trade Day specials throughout the showroom floor here at V. Watts Furniture.
101 booths packed full at V. Watts Trademark.
Over 150 vendors outside, all of this on the same property.
Such an exciting, fun-filled family day. Come out to the country and see what you'll find at V. Watts Trade Day.
Illuminate Electrical, powering homes, businesses, and dreams. Our experienced team is ready to guide your property through gorgeous lighting, home, and commercial upgrades. Safety, style, and client satisfaction. That's how Illuminate Electrical illuminates your world.
If you're thinking of remodeling your home, let Regal Remodelers show you how beautiful your home can be. From bathrooms to flooring to full kitchen remodels, Regal offers quality craftsmanship at an affordable price. Call today for your free estimate.
Be a part of the future of medicine with Velocity Clinical Research. Receive compensation for participating in any of our clinical trials with no insurance required. Velocity offers a number of studies to choose from, including obesity, heart disease, high cholesterol, dermatology, and more. We encourage diversity in all of our trials, and we'll even provide transportation for those in need. Our highly trained staff can help you with any questions and find the study that best suits you. For more information, visit us today at velocitytrials.com.
Vex European is your premier destination for European and exotic auto repair. From Audi to Lamborghini, our skilled technicians handle most exotic models. Plus, our competitive pricing makes us an attractive alternative to dealerships. Vex European, driven by trust, powered by expertise.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Third year here at LSU as the pitching coach. What do you like about Baton Rouge, and what's keeping you here?
People, baseball, certainly the excitement around the university and the program. There's a lot to be excited about year in and year out, and you got a passionate fan base that is really invested in a lot of the kids and what they're doing. So every day you're getting out of bed and you're kind of tackling a new challenge.
So let's get into that a little more in this staff.
kind of unique. It seems like you have a lot of older players that have been here in the bullpen. Is this maybe one of the more experienced staffs you've had based on innings they've thrown here and years they've spent in college collectively?
I would say there's probably more familiarity. I don't know if I would say experience, because experience can be measured in a multitude of different ways. You know, if you're looking at somebody from a starting standpoint, we've got a handful of starts. If you look at somebody who's familiar with pitching on the back end of a game, we've got some guys that have done that. And I think we've got a lot of options behind whoever is on the mound this year. And that's going to be the fun part, is that we feel like we can mix and match with a lot of teams that will play right-handed, left-handed, speed, power. And that's, I think, the uniqueness of playing this game, because it's almost like getting dealt a new hand every year. You got to learn how to play that hand.
So the deck of cards will look different this year in some ways. Maybe it's not Cade and Anthony giving you 7, 8, sometimes 9 innings. It could be more of get what you can out of the starters, and then when you feel good about where you are in the game, you have a lot of different options that you can put out there to execute whatever is their strength, kind of a thing.
For sure. I think when you look at last year, we played ballpark about 70 games. Plan A is you give a guy a ball, you see him after the 9th, and Tigers win. I think we had 3 complete games last year. So plan A was there 3 out of those 70 times. The rest of it's plan B, and you know, I'd watched a movie where there's plan C. C is combat. You know, it gets to that point because plan B wasn't there either, and it's like, all right, we got to get to the next one. So for us, whether it's combat or compete, however you want to look at plan C, that's the nice part about being able to navigate this a little bit, because if some guy gives you 5 1/3 and that's all he's good for on that night, great. We got pieces to fill in behind you. So we're not asking guys to go 9. We're asking you to give us your best effort, get us as deep into this thing as you can. And I like the versatility of being able to move those guys around and do some different things. Coach and I were talking about it just this morning, to have, you know, maybe a little more ability to pivot in different directions, where do we want to use this guy here? Do we want to use this guy there? And now when you go into it and you're going, all right, you got 5, 6, 7 guys that can finish a baseball game, it makes it harder for your opponent to plan for that too.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Much appreciated, and wish you a successful and happy season.
Sounds great. Thank you.
This 9 Sports Special is sponsored by Parrish Tractor.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower, yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Parrish Tractor for our Kubota Zero-Turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota Zero-Turn Z232 KW42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
When it comes to metal, if you can dream it, Community Steel can create it. Metal building kits, roofing, sheet metal, steel framing, and trim. Designed and built to your exact specifications. Call us today to get started. Community Steel, build with confidence.
Now through President's Day only, Home Furniture announces savings like never before. No money down, special financing up to 60 months. 40,000 furniture items, 5,000 mattresses, priced low to sell fast. Queen storage bed, just $398. Contemporary sofa, only $498. Durable power recliner, a low $698. All with no money down and delivered next day. Guaranteed. Save like never before. Get to Home Furniture by Monday, President's Day, and experience shopping the Home Furniture way.
WAFB 9 News at 5:30, now streaming.
Good evening, I'm Dion Guillory, streaming right now at 5:30.
National headlines delivered by your trusted local news source.
This is wild. Take a look at this video.
Bringing you the big stories.
Our top story out of Washington tonight and how it affects you.
And tonight's first alert.
We're tracking a line of storms that could impact your evening plans.
Stream now, stream anytime. WAFB 9 News at 5:30, streaming on the 9 News app, WAFB.com, and Roku.
When it comes to metal, if you can dream it, Community Steel can create it. Metal building kits, roofing, sheet metal, steel framing, and trim. Designed and built to your exact specifications. Call us today to get started. Community Steel, build with confidence.
The LSU Tigers getting ready to attack national championship number 9, defend their national title for the second time in the Jay Johnson era as they begin the 2026 season. Here to chat with that, about that with me today, Hunt Palmer from ESPN Radio, LouisianaSports.net, Koki Riley from The Advocate,
covers LSU baseball year-round, and Matthew Musso, who does a great LSU baseball podcast, Musso at the Box. Check it out if you haven't already. Also works at ESPN Radio as well. Guys, already mentioned it. It's the biggest talking point. Defending a national championship. Hard to do. Only few teams have done it in the history of college baseball. LSU has. Skip Bertman did back in the 90s. Jay Johnson's already had a crack at this after 23 into 24. I'm curious, as we begin this here and as they begin a new season, why they might be better positioned to defend it after 25 going into 26. Hunt, you want to lead us off?
Sure, I think you've got experience in it, and Jay Johnson's kind of learned some things. He's always reading, he's always watching, he's always listening, he's always paying attention, trying to learn something different. In 2024, he had never coached a team that had just won a national championship. Now he has. So it's a new group of guys. There are some holdovers, obviously, and you don't have a lot of guys back that were on the 2023 team, obviously, that have experience there, but there were some on the 2024 team that understand there's a target on LSU's back. So, look, it's hard to do. You got to start back at the bottom of the mountain, but this is a program that understands what that's about, and obviously Jay Johnson has done it now.
And this is a much older team than the one that we saw in 2024. That 2024 team was really leaning on rising sophomores who had smaller roles on the 2023 team to sort of step up and sort of ascend. And this team's relying on a lot of older transfers, and there's still question marks with that in terms of like whether they can play up to this level, but Jay Johnson has shown that he does a pretty good job of picking those guys out. So that combined with more returning players for this year's team in comparison to heading into the 24 season is kind of why I feel better about a title defense this time around.
Yeah, kind of all the above for me. I think the core is much better. I mean, what you lost from the 23 team was your core. Dylan Cruz, Gavin Dugas, Trey Morgan. Like, you lost those guys. Milam, Brown, obviously Curiel, Stanfield, they're all back. And I think you finally have the roster in a spot where you want it, which is kind of difficult in a transfer portal NIL era. But I mean, when you look at teams that repeat, normally you have those holdovers mixed in with rising talent and an influx of new talent. I mean, Jay Johnson has said it multiple times. He thinks this is the biggest, or the greatest, I should say, influx of talent that they've brought in, combined with your core and the leadership back. It just feels worlds different kind of than 2024 going into it.
I'm not going to ask you, is LSU going to win the national championship? Because they got 56 games to play, and then Hoover, and then the NCAA tournament. So we don't know, obviously. But perhaps LSU will win the Natty, fill in the blank, if.
I think the X factor is, what is Kason Evans and what is your second starter look like? Is it Cooper Moore, whose ceiling is not really high, but he can probably eat some outs? That's where the variability is on this team. They're going to hit, they're going to defend, they're going to be in a lot of games, they're going to win a lot of games, but to be that truly elite team that can go make a run at it, like, what does that top two in your pitching staff look like? And I think it's just a huge question right now.
Who's going to play second base? What's that going to look like defensively? It's still up the middle position, even though you're really set at short and you're really set at center. And we talked about it earlier, but what's the power going to look like for this team? Like, are they going to hit enough home runs to really make a real dent in the scoreboard when that kind of was a question mark last season for them?
Their SEC slate is very balanced out this year. You don't really have that stretch in there where you go, okay, you can make your hay here. I mean, you go to Vanderbilt to start the season, and your last series of the year is Florida. Like, that's balanced out, and then you have Tennessee and Georgia and all those teams mixed in. So kind of how they navigate, that's going to be huge, and I think that speaks to your pitching point, Hunt, of if you can get two to emerge in the rotation, that'll be huge. But, I mean, on paper, they look as deep and as talented as Jay Johnson's had so far in Baton Rouge, and that's a mouthful.
Mo winning, Mo problems. You win more championships, you're going to have to defend them, and people expect more. So the expectation is Omaha. LSU seems to have a roster to be able to get there, and the coaching staff. We shall see. A lot of games to be played. In the meantime, appreciate y'all joining me for this conversation here before the season. For Hunt Palmer, Koki Riley, Matthew Musso, I'm John Eads. The Tigers begin the season in Alex Box against Milwaukee.
This 9 Sports Special is sponsored by Vex European and Exotic Auto Repair.
Vex European is your premier destination for European and exotic auto repair. From Audi to Lamborghini, our skilled technicians handle most exotic models. Plus, our competitive pricing makes us an attractive alternative to dealerships. Vex European, driven by trust, powered by expertise.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Roku users, here's how you can add WAFB to your device in just a few simple steps. Grab your remote and head to the search bar. Once you're there, type in WAFB. You'll see the thumbnail appear, select it, then choose Add App. Once it's installed, head back to the home screen and find the app. Select the app to open it. Now, you have access to free live newscasts, first alert weather, and our full library of local content. Stream free anytime with WAFB.
In honor of our president, my dad and mom, it's VWAS Furniture's President's Day sale this Saturday and Monday.
Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Watts for having the vision of establishing a business out in the country with low overhead and high quality merchandise.
You can enjoy beautiful furniture in your home at low country prices.
Clearance tags throughout our showroom. We have the largest selection, the absolute lowest prices.
It is worth the drive to the country this Saturday and Monday.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower? Yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Parish Tractor for our Kubota zero-turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota zero-turn Z232 KW42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
Finally, some Skip Burtman nostalgia, visiting with WAFB legend Steve Schneider in 2008 about building the LSU program from some humble beginnings.
I counted the people, and there were 364. But they sat in a funny way like this. They sat like this. Nobody said anything. If you didn't talk, all you heard was birds. On the PA, nobody, da, da, da. And you couldn't understand them, and nobody cared.
Burtman immediately put a charge into the atmosphere surrounding baseball at the box. Responding to Captain Dynamite's ad in the Sporting News, Burtman made the call not to the bullpen, but to curious fans who would respond to a World Series of promotions.
And I said, everybody will come. It's a kid's sport. It doesn't cost much. And said, Mississippi State draws 4,000 a game, 3 times. And at Miami, we drew 4,000. And Florida State does that. And the AD would say, you don't understand, Skip. You're just a coach. I get that a lot. You don't understand, Skip. You're just a coach. And I said, no, you can do this. This is a money machine. And they'd laugh.
He just blew him down.
This one, he goes to left. Hey, mama, hold on, it's gone.
That does it for tonight's show. We thank you for being with us. We'll see you at the box and, of course, in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm Jacques Doucet. Good night and go Tigers.
This 9 Sports Special was sponsored by Parish Tractor, Vex European and Exotic Auto Repair, Velocity Clinical Research, and VWATS Furniture.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Be a part of the future of medicine with Velocity Clinical Research. Receive compensation for participating in any of our clinical trials with no insurance required. Velocity offers a number of studies to choose from, including obesity, heart disease, high cholesterol, dermatology, and more. We encourage diversity in all of our trials, and we'll even provide transportation for those in need. Our highly trained staff can help you with any questions and find the study that best suits you. For more information, visit us today at velocitytrials.com.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower? Yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Parish Tractor for our Kubota zero-turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota zero-turn Z232 KW42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
Vex European is your premier destination for European and exotic auto repair. From Audi to Lamborghini, our skilled technicians handle most exotic models. Plus, our competitive pricing makes us an attractive alternative to dealerships. Vex European, driven by trust, powered by expertise.
Illuminate Electrical, powering homes, businesses, and dreams. Our experienced team is ready to guide your property through gorgeous lighting, home, and commercial upgrades. Safety, style, and client satisfaction. That's how Illuminate Electrical illuminates your world. world.
Mark your calendar now, the second Saturday of every month here on the V Watts property.
It's V Watts Trade Day, and it's this Saturday.
Trade Day specials throughout the showroom floor here at V Watts Furniture.
101 booths packed full at V Watts Trademark.
Over 150 vendors outside, all of this on the same property.
Such an exciting, fun-filled family day. Come out to the country and see what you'll find at V Watts Trade Day.